I would not return for £100 in gold. A team of oxen couldn't drag me back. And, as for those Moors, well, you can keep them. Give me a cosy fireside in the Cheshire Cheese or the Sign of the Boar any day. Of all the miserable dives I've been forced to visit and endure, there can be few so miserable as this. There were none of the basic amenities of life, such as I was used to in London. Decent wine and sack, good brothels, food for a gourmand. Instead, just a collection of independent-minded peasant women, dangerous men, mud, and ale, or cider, all under the watchful eye of a dilapidated castle. Oh, and miners, a group of lazy brutes under the command of a vicious man who had the look, common humanity, and feeling of a stoat. I had thought to have escaped, just capture by the Queen's officers, and to have found a refuge of sorts when I reached this cesspit of a town. It hadn't occurred to me that civilization ended at the borders of Middlesex. Other parts of the country held some essentials of culture, but here there was nothing for a man of my style within the environs of the city of Exeter, and beyond that, where I was now, it was more or less a territory of cutthroats, outlaws, and thieves. The Queen's writ did not reach this far. I was not staying here, no. It was merely an opportunity to find a ship which had brought me so far to the west, to the land where English was hardly understood, let alone spoken. I was on my way to the coast so that I might discover a helpful shipman to take me to France as quickly as possible. If I were forced to remain in Oakhampton for any period, I would surely go lunatic. Or mazed, as they say there. They don't even use English as a gentleman would. Yes, I know. Certainly it would have been better for me to have headed east and south to the Kent coast or perhaps up to Essex. But the fact was, I was simply keen to escape London and capture. I happened to be near to Temple Bar when I heard the rumours of my imminent capture, and did what I am best at. I took to my heels instantly. It was a matter of pride that I had already managed to travel so many miles in only a matter of days. However, even the most determined traveller must rest occasionally. Not only the traveller, either. After 6 days of hard riding, my horse had grown recalcitrant and mulish. So, here I was, desperate to continue on my chosen path to the coast to find freedom and safety from arrest, but without a beast to carry me. I was stuck. The coast was yet a long march, I'd been told, and so I took advice and sought a place to rest while my beast recovered a little. Yet, seeking a good hostelry west of Exeter was mortifyingly difficult. It was more than I could manage. This tavern was the best I could find. It did at least have a room with a mattress on which I might rest. I had taken it, trying to ignore the miserable certainty of fleas, and worse. As an inn, it did have some wenches who were built in a pleasing, if peasant-like fashion. If I failed with the first who had taken my interest, there were always others who looked less like something from a stable and didn't smell like a sodden sheep. I should be able to entice one or two to my chamber, to give them an introduction to the ways of a gentleman of leisure from London. To return to that evening, however, the man stared at me with a suspicious glower as I casually took up my purse. My forearm was a little bruised where he had grabbed me when I first made to collect my winnings, and I made a note not to deride him too much. If he were to punch me, he would knock my head from my shoulders and make play with it.